There's a problem with SCP-096. I hear people talk about this all the time, but I feel nobody addresses it in the right area. Which is why I decided to make my own video addressing the topic. I feel like I can summarize all the problems in just one sentence. SCP-096 is strong and weak in all the wrong areas. Have you ever survived an encounter with SCP-096 after looking at him? If yes, then how did you do it? Most people survive by running away from SCP-096, maybe in a large crowd, juking around with an elevator, or killing SCP-096. But you know what people don't do? That works for literally every other tangible SCP out there? Straight up, raw jukes. Hold on, we need to review this. SCP-096 damages me without even looking at me because of the splash damage. SCP-096 is about 3 feet away from me, not even looking directly at me, and I still get hit. What I'm trying to say here is, SCP-096 and splash damage just do not work. The problem with splash damage is juking SCP-096 is just not worth trying. Some of us do it anyway, but everyone knows they are not going to survive no matter how much they juke. We need the old SCP-096's attack back. The old attack required SCP-096 to be directly facing a player and be practically on top of them to be able to kill them.
In the normal version, 96 had to be literally on top of you to kill you, and I thought that was pretty fair.
This old attack requires much more skill and actually gives the player a chance to survive with jukes. SCP-096 is too weak. I pushed 3 facility guards as SCP-096 and walked away with my health shredded. I was so demoralized I jumped off into SCP-096.
So then,
if you think a monster who stops at nothing to kill what is viewed as face and has the ability to rip through tanks like they are butter should be brought down to half health from 3 facility guards, well, I could not possibly disagree more. In fact, I don't even think a full MTF squad should be able to fully kill SCP-096. The concept of SCP-096 has always been that he should rush into battle without being cautious, being a ruthless tank, and start being cautious when they are on cooldown. But SCP-096, as of now, can't even enjoy entering a rage state, as they still have to be cautious because their health can deplete in the blink of an eye. The solution to this is changing how Hume Shield works for SCP-096. Instead of the Hume Shield having when SCP-096 enters rage, it should double or even possibly triple. Now the standard Hume Shields can be lowered. Now SCP-096 can be what it was always truly meant to be, a barbarian rushing into battle without care, but in its docile state, a weak man who can be easily killed if enough MTF come together and strategize to shoot. How SCP-096 gets triggered has always struck a nerve with me. All it takes is to see a pixel of SCP-096's face for half of a frame from a distance equivalent to an American football field, and you're as good as dead. This is not an exaggeration either. It is so bad, one time I triggered SCP-096 and needed to review my footage to see if I actually saw SCP-096's face. Which I did, but I only saw half of his face for one singular frame. Assuming my game was running at 60 FPS, which it usually is, that's 1/60th of a second that I viewed SCP-096's face. The problem with triggering is the game can register seeing SCP-096's face when you can't. So even though you never registered SCP-096's face, just because the game saw it, now you have triggered SCP-096. The solution to this is quite simple. Create a minimum amount of time somebody needs to be observing SCP-096's face in one session, and if somebody looks at SCP-096's face for longer than this duration, activate 096. According to some research that I just did, it takes the mind 120 milliseconds to process what we have seen, so approximately 0.12 seconds. That's definitely a bump up from 0.017 seconds, which was what was previously stated being 1/60th of a second. But we can do better. We can give people an actual chance to look away. I'm thinking triggering after half a second of observation is good. There's a phrase that I always love to say when talking about playing as SCP-096. The gameplay of SCP-096 not only leaves you weeping in the game, but in real life. What this means is since so many players have good headsets and can very keenly hear you from a distance, even with other noises overlapping, they look down and as they walk by you, will usually laugh or make a comment, causing you to not only be weeping in-game, but in real life as well. Floor simulator. Every video I have seen off of SCP-096 has had this statement said once in it, and I wanted to give my opinion on it.
SCP-096 is a broken idea.
And I mean, yeah, but everyone knows that. There are two solutions that I hear a lot after this statement that are just not good solutions, and I will explain why. SCP-106 should be an NPC. No, he should not. Making SCP-096 an NPC does not fix the problem that his whole idea is broken. And in all videos I have found and watched, none bring up a reason why this is a good solution. So, I'll just leave it there for now. Remove SCP-096. This has more holes than the last one, even though the last one is brought up with no support or benefit. Every SCP has its own special purpose. SCP-096's purpose is to be a mass killer, being able to kill multiple opponents while being a force that is quote-unquote unstoppable. Also, a lot of people, myself included, would not like SCP-096 removed. And I'm sure Northwood hasn't even considered this option with the amount of work they have put into the SCP. So removing SCP-096 comes with the price of the community. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this documentary I made. If you disagree or want to add on to anything, please leave a comment. I'll reply to as many as I can so you guys can get my perspective. Also, maybe if this video gets enough attention and likes, I'll post a part 2, discussing what I think is the best solution for the whole SCP-096 being a broken idea.